This is Johnny from Friends of Cesar Romero, and you're listening to the Literati podcast.
We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Welcome to episode 102 of the Literati Records podcast. I'm your host Marcus, and I want to thank you for tuning in, turning on, and supporting independent music. We got a great show planned for you today, but first I gotta say thank you to everyone who made it out to Lost Lake for our 100th episode celebration on Tuesday night. It was a great night of music from And the Black Feathers, She Keeps Bees, and the Patient Zeros, and I was blown away by all the support. One of the evening's highlights was the announcement that And the Black Feathers have joined on as part of the Literati family, and we will be putting out an album together in spring 2014. I could not be more thrilled than to work with such a great band and great people. For those of you who missed She Keeps Bees this time around, don't sweat it. They will be back in town on November 17th at Larimer Lounge. A few other live shows to let you know about this week. Friday, November 1st at High Dive is the release of Hooper's new album, How to Become a Ghost. That's coming out on our friend Chuck Coffey's label, Snappy Little Numbers. We also have an advanced track we played on our local Mix Monday show that we will close today's episode with. Playing that show with Hooper is our featured guest for today, Friends of Cesar Romero, another Snappy Little Numbers artist. This is going to be a great show. Rebel Steel and Anti-Robot are also on the bill. Saturday night, November 2nd, Dead Orchids will be kicking off their fall tour at the 12 Volt Tavern. Come on down, have an adult beverage or two, and help us send them off right. That's probably enough announcements for today. Let's bring on our featured guest, Waylon Miller, from the Phoenix, Arizona garage rock band Friends of Cesar Romero. An amazingly prolific writer, Mr. Miller has released 4 albums on Bandcamp and a 7-inch single on Snappy Little Numbers in less than 2 years, and he has just released a 5th album 2 days ago. By his own admission, Waylon Miller doesn't like to let things sit too long, and prefers the freedom of being able to put out music at his own frenzied pace and not be dictated to by a traditional record label. All of the music on today's show, except the closing track, can be found on the Friends of Cesar Romero Bandcamp page. You can find a complete track listing of today's episode on our website at www.literatirecords.com. Now, we are proud to bring you our featured guest, Friends of Cesar Romero. Right, I'm down here at Lost Lake with my guest, Waylon Miller from the band Friends of Cesar Romero. Man, it is a pleasure to have you on the show. How are you doing?
I'm excellent, sir. Thank you.
Well, of course, I'm sure you get this question all the time. Is there a real Cesar Romero the band is based on, or just somebody that you made up?
Great starter question, and he's the Joker, most famously from the '60s Batman TV show. And so I was watching Batman one day, and I decided that I was like, it'd be really cool. I had this weird vision in my mind of all the thugs that hung out with Batman or the Joker on the TV show, and they all had like the name shirts, like they always wore the derby, and they had those sweater vests, and they had their name on there, and they were the thugs that went and fought Batman and stuff before. And I thought, man, that's really cool. Those guys are these cool friends that he gets to nickname or whatever. And I thought that'd be a cool band name if I just said we're just friends of Cesar Romero and we want to make a little. I had this whole thing visioned out where we would dress up and we would play, you know. But then I was like, I think the Hives already did that or something, where they had the fucking band name across there or their fucking names and shit. And I was like, that wouldn't be that cool. Plus, it's a kind of band that there's different people involved all the time. So I thought that means I have to make up a new shirt for every fucking new band member. And I was like, but the name, I thought it sounded cool, so I said, fuck it, whatever.
I didn't know if it was a homage to Friends of Dean Martinez, another. It kind of in a way it was. I was, you know, whatever. Like when that band first came out, I thought that's fucking great because it was supposed to be Friends of Dean Martin, and they didn't whatever, and they were like, fuck that, you can't do that or whatever. And I always thought, well, I don't think anybody gives a shit enough about the real Cesar Romero to even try to sue, or come after me. And then I'd be like, oh yeah, it's my friend, dude, Cesar Romero. Actually, we were in Tucson, we played the show, and then we played outside, and there's this lady, she comes up to me, and she goes, what's the name of your band? And, you know, I tell her, and she's like, I have a friend named Cesar Romero. And I was like, no way. And she's like, yeah, can I get a bunch of these stickers? She was not there to see the band at all. She just was so thrilled, and she like pulled out her phone and like showed like Cesar Romero's name and his fucking number and shit. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. She's like, he's gonna get a kick at this. So did you make her an honorary band member?
I did it. I should have told her to call him and come down and be like, hey, we're friends with this guy, dude. We started the band in this guy's name.
Well, now you basically are friends of Cesar Romero, and you record all of the music yourself, correct?
Yep, correct.
Okay. When and how did you kind of start releasing music as friends of Cesar Romero?
I think that first one came out in December of 2011, I think. So what I did is I moved to Arizona, and when I moved there, I was just kind of hoping to just join somebody's band and suck it up and be like the guitar player, drummer, or whatever. But it never happened again because I just started writing songs, and when I moved there, I just took Creator Records and had a couple guitars, and some friends of mine that lived down there, I went and borrowed a giant 8-track tape machine, and it's like the Tascam, it's like a fucking suitcase, it's huge, it's like a mixing board. And he said he wasn't using it. And I thought, all right, I'll take that. And I ordered some cassettes, and I just sat down, and I was like, well, I need a drum kit. So I like went on Craigslist and bought this really crappy drum kit, and I borrowed an amp, and I just sat there, and I was like, all right. And I think I brought like one microphone with me, and then I just started doing it in my living room. And then I ended up writing like whatever, like I think it's like 12, 11, 10 songs, something like that. And I said, all right, well, it's cool. I'll just, instead of trying to get people to play, I'll just do this thing where I just invite people to come and play, and if they want to play shows, and it, you know, even to the point where if they wanted to record or do whatever, we could do that too. But I'm one of those people who works really fast when I write songs, so I like to not sit on it, and I like to record everything all in the day when I come up with it. And I'm just kind of used to having my own little studio space and doing that on my own, so I thought that would be the really most proficient way to start a band, where I would just do that. And then, I don't know, just playing in a band so many years, you find that people can't tour all the time. People, like, there's a lot of non-committal, you know, everybody wants to be rock stars, but nobody wants to actually go on tour. Nobody wants to, So I thought, well, this would be cool. I'll just call all my friends who want to play, and then we can, like, play or whatever. And so far it's worked out pretty well.
Do you have a set group of people that you play with? Live,
Well, this thing is like, I was fortunate enough to be friends with a lot of folks, and so I just call people and say, hey, would you be interested in playing? And granted, people are nice enough to say that they would be down to play. But I mean, it's not like my list is that long or anything. It's probably like 5 people that I call and beg.
Well, do you have like different people you play with in Colorado, different people you play with?
Potentially, that's how I kind of...
Wyoming or
it was like that weird Fight Club thing where I was like, I'll start little organizations all over the country. So when I go to Seattle, I got all my Seattle buddies who will play. And then when I go, wherever, they'll all be there. Or if they're close, then we'll like kind of like skip across and play, like Denver. Then we'll go to Wyoming or something like that. So far, it's just kind of worked out where I just kind of rope people into going on a tour, and then after they get done, then they're cut loose, or if they want to keep playing or keep touring or whatever they want to do. And so far, it's worked out. I mean, I just feel like it's easiest if you just give people an out. If they don't want to do it, and that way no feelings are hurt, and you can be non-committal, you can come and go as you want, and that's sort of... I think that works out great in this kind of day and age where, you can send music to people and whatever, they can listen to the songs and learn the songs and stuff, and then it works out a lot better. So I guess I'm fortunate enough in that sense where people actually want to play music with me.
Very good. Well, now the tone and the sonic palette have evolved some from your earlier stuff to now. It's like you've integrated a bit more instrumentation into some of the later stuff. Yeah,
I think just simply because I just had a bunch of borrowed stuff, and now I'm kind of in a more familiar place, and I got more of my stuff, so I can kind of do a little more and really harness the studio energy or whatever you want to call that of actually adding keyboards or whatever you want to add or whatever. And and I always dug the keyboard thing too. I mean, not like in the weird like keytar thing or whatever, but just in the little subtleties that it adds or whatever. I always liked that.
It can add flavors.
Yeah. And in live sometimes, and that was the things I always thought that maybe at some point there would be a keyboard player and we could just kind of do that weird like multi-instrumentalist kind of all-around guy who wanted to show off his talents, play like 10 instruments or whatever.
Yeah. Now you have an association with the local Denver label Snappy Little Numbers, correct?
Yeah, correct. Good old Chuck Coffee.
Yeah, how did that come about?
Charles Franklin Coffee the Fourth.
What, the fourth even?
The fourth.
I didn't know the fourth.
Yeah. I think 2012 that came out. I think over Easter I was visiting my sister in San Diego, and I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, I got 2 songs that I think would be really good for the single if you're ready for that. And he's like, yeah, I'm totally ready. And we went through the whole thing, and when it finally came out, it's a cool feeling knowing that you're on Snappy Little Numbers, and your buddy's helping you out, put out some cool records, and I so far dig it, man. It's really cool, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, Chuck's a good guy, man, and he always he's like one of my rock and roll buddies that I've had for a long time. I think we met in '98 or something like that. So it was really cool, man.
Now that was the Redheaded Strangler.
Yeah, Redheaded Strangler. Tammy's of Tomorrow.
Tammy's of Tomorrow was the B-side.
Yeah. That was that single, and the only one so far, because I just thought it was easier to like I'm making this music on a 4-track and an 8-track. And I thought it's just easier to I write so much that instead of waiting for a label or something, I just put it on the internet right away and make it, available to people who just want it.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. I mean, you're a very prolific writer, and you released, 4 albums in, less than 2 years? How do you maintain that kind of output?
Unemployment.
Oh.
I just love to write. I'm just one of those guys, for better or for worse, I just have a really addictive personality, and I really like writing songs, and, I just can't have one thing. I gotta have a whole bunch, so it's weird. So whenever I think about rock and roll, it's the same concept, and whenever I think about a song, I just can't have one song. Like, I want to write like 10 songs, and I want to like put out records. And
well, the amazing
keep
thing
doing
to
it.
me is that you would think with that much output in a short period of time, there, you know, like, there's going to be some dogs or something, but it's
Right.
all good.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's, I think, what just blows me away is each of the albums is so good from beginning to end.
Well, I've had enough practice, so I should be good at it.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it's a lot of practice.
It is a lot of practice. No, it's one of those things. I think, you hear that old cliche, like people who love to run, they run every day. People who like to do whatever they do it every day. And that's the same concept with me and writing songs. Is I love writing songs to the point where, like, instead of just waiting for somebody to come and say, hey, I'll put out your record, or I'll do this and that or whatever, I thought, put it on the internet, and if people want it, they can have it, they can pay whatever they want for it. I think it's a great thing, and the reception to it has been really cool, because, the olden days you would write all these songs and you could only pick 12 to be on your CD or whatever, and then you had to save up $1 million to put out that CD,
Right.
and then tour on it, and then do all this crazy business. And now you just take all your best songs, put them out, call it an album, and then just keep writing. So I think in that aspect, it's fantastic.
Well, do you have any new material that you'll be releasing here in the near future?
I do, yeah.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. It's all the things you've saved up.
The oddities and outtakes.
Yeah. I guess the ones that I didn't deem worthy to be on the full lengths or whatever. So I thought, well, that would be really cool, because that way you might as well just get rid of them. Like, either people are going to like them or they're not going to like them, and it doesn't, at this point it doesn't matter. You don't have management pressure. Yeah,
let people have at it.
And that's the beauty of that little website, is that it allows people to do that. And that's the cool thing, is that's why I feel like I don't ever should charge for it. And, like the record, the actual 7-inch, people obviously have to pay for that.
Sure.
But the MP3 format, it's like do with it what you will.
Well, do you have any upcoming shows or anything that you want to plug?
Let's see. We're playing November 1st with Hooper, who they're also on Snappy Little Numbers. They're doing a 12-inch.
Cool band.
Yeah, for sure, man. Friday, I think it is. And yeah, that one should be good. I think we're doing kind of like a little mini tour. We'll probably do a couple West Coast dates, and should be cool. I always dig going on the road and taking the band on the road, and the antics involved with that or whatever. So it's always a good time.
Always interesting. New writing material.
Right, exactly. New inspirations. All your favorite rest stops.
That's it. Well, what track from any of your albums should we close this interview with? Do you have a favorite, or?
I'd say Tammy's of Tomorrow. That's probably the...
Tammy's of Tomorrow?
Yeah. I get a kick out of it every time I listen to it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Anyway.
Well, J. Waylon Miller, thank you so much for
Thank you,
taking
Marcus.
the time
Thank you.
to sit down with us.
Thank you.
Looking forward to whatever the new album's going to be, and I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be more... I'm kind of going back to the garage thing. It'll be cool.
And we'll definitely see you on November 1st.
Yeah, thank you, Marcus.
All right, next up, we have Tammy's of Tomorrow.
Can't chest is full of letters never sent. You take them out, they would condemn the saddest strangers. A compass cracked, a crest and wax, a chest of medals from a past that is used to block out all the sunshine. You drive